With everything in gaming becoming more expensive, I've been asking myself, how do I become more content with what I have in this hobby? After I finished Expedition 33 a while back, I wasn't really playing any game consistently for a while. For some reason in my mind, I had nothing to play, which is very untrue. I was looking for a brand new, exciting game to play, until I saw Yakuza Like a Dragon on sale. I decided to pick it up and have been having a blast playing it. Not only is it a fun game, but it also made me realize something. That I don't have to have a recently released game on my rotation. I can just play cheap games or play the many games I already have. This has put me on a journey to really try to be more content with what I already have. So, here are a few things that I've been thinking about because of this. Overconsumption in general is a huge problem for me. The latest and greatest things have always had a strong allure for me. But, because of this, I've actually been thinking a lot about Mother 3. Without giving too much away from the story, at some point in the game, these things called Happy Boxes make their way to Lucas's hometown of Tazmily. Even though everyone was content with their lives before, the whole village was now obsessed with Happy Boxes and is using them for their source of happiness. I feel like this is me sometimes with new games and technology. Sometimes I get so obsessed with getting the newest stuff that I don't give myself the time to enjoy what I already have. I feel like as people, we have a tendency to get too enticed with what the world has to offer. This makes me wonder how desiring the newest and greatest is affecting my spirit and my relationship with God. Me over-consuming games is making that an idol that I'm inadvertently putting over God. The Apostle Paul states in 1 Timothy chapter 6, "But godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world." Once we leave this world, we're not taking anything with us. Everything that I have, I got with the money that God blessed me with. So shouldn't I be a better steward with what He's given me? Shouldn't I enjoy the things I already have before I get something new? These are the questions that I've been struggling with recently. So, how do we fix this? Well, I have a few ideas. First of all, if I'm going to buy a new game, it needs to be on sale or used, as long as physical games are still around. Unless it's a top franchise, like for me, Metroid, Zelda, or Resident Evil, there's really no point in getting a game day one. Exercising this restraint will hopefully make it easier to look through our own libraries at home when we want to play something as opposed to the store. Looking at home first is probably one of the most important factors. For me, I have a ton of games at home already, as I've been collecting retro consoles for a very long time. To be honest, I more than likely have more games than I could realistically ever finish. So getting a new game at full price is really kind of pointless for me. And even if you don't have as many games as I do, it's always a good idea to look at home first before you buy. And if you really want to freshen up what you're playing, you could start modding some of your old consoles. In my own experience, I've modded my Wii U and 3DS, and I've even purchased a Pico loader to mod my GameCube. Modding a console feels like it's breathing new life into it. Even if you're not interested in sailing the seas, there are usually ways to rip your actual discs. Now, if you want to rip cartridges, that's usually going to cost you some money. Now, I'm definitely going to be doing this when I get my GameCube Pico loader, and I even have some mods already in mind for Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Sunshine. The last thing I've been thinking about to help me with my video game overconsumption is honestly just to do more of my other hobbies. While gaming's probably my favorite hobby, I also like to read, cook, fish, make music, as well as hang out with my friends. Gaming doesn't need to be the only thing that I do, and I would probably save some money if I did other things more often. Plus, with the way things are going in the current market, it's getting harder for me to want to support some of these gaming companies. Really, what this all boils down to is that we make sure that we're guarding our hearts against the world's attempts to sway us into discontentment. It's easy sometimes to focus on the negatives, and when we do that, it's harder for us to find contentment. Playing games has brought me so much joy, and it continues to do so. However, we always need to make sure that it doesn't become an idol. We shouldn't pay more attention to the gaming industry than what's actually important in our lives. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more content about learning from gaming. Thank you for watching.